Okay, next question. What ideas, events, and marketing strategies have people used for membership development that worked? Now, I'm going to have Brian answer that, but before I do, I want to say I think the question is a great one, and nothing I'm going to say is criticism of this question. But I think there's a question that we have to ask before we even get to that, and that is, what is the level of effort that we're going to put into making sure that we are going to attract members? I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time to figure out what's the opportunity we have to spend the least amount of effort to get members. And I think our goal ought to be, let's get as many members as we possibly can. What's the effort being required to get that done? And if there's a common denominator of successful temples with regard to membership, it is in fact how much effort they put into getting that done. And there are a million different strategies that temples have used successfully, but all of them have as a foundation effort. Brian, do you want to take the idea of what ideas, events, strategies have worked?
As you know, many Masonic organizations have chapters, whatever they might be called, valleys, blue lodges, temples, and then they have the parent, the headquarters. And what's really critical about this is that the function of the headquarters, by providing a central hub for membership prospecting and recruitment. In the case of Shriners International, we call that Be a Shriner Now. Now within that central hub, having some type of an electronic petition or what you may call a membership application is absolutely crucial. So as you may have hundreds of chapters or maybe a couple dozen chapters, what's really critical is that they're all pointing towards that central hub, which conditions both the members as well as the prospective members that is the location to go to. And then utilizing that, what we call the membership development system, the MDS, whatever that tool is within your Masonic organization, utilizing that to go through the prospect process, ensuring that they have a good experience from that point of initiation, handshake, or if it's an electronic application, whatever it might be, and ensuring that it's a smooth process from that application to that obligation, and ultimately becoming in the case of the Shriners, a noble. So that is absolutely critical, and we've seen the success of these tools in the Shrine. As an example, one of the challenges that we have as an organization, like many other Masonic organizations, is the age of our members is increasing. Within the Shrine, our average age is in the low 70s. So for us to become relevant to an aging demographic, we have to attract younger men to join, much like many other organizations within the fraternal space. Well, that electronic petition, along with Be a Shriner Now, which is aspirational in many of the areas, insofar as the imagery we use, the content and things of that nature, trying to reach new demographics, we've lowered that age to an average age of 46 years old, which is a substantial decrease of our average age and gives us what we need, which is new members that can bring forth new relevant ideas to continue to fuel the fraternity. So again, making sure that you have that central hub for prospecting, and then you have that electronic membership application, and the chapters, whatever those chapters may be called, are pointing and utilizing that technology is crucial to membership development.
You know, one thing I would add to that, and just kind of going back to the events and the marketing side of it, and just kind of, we were talking about with the social media is our audience, right? And Brian's talking about like, how do we adapt to really attract some of those younger demographics, right? Those potential members who are maybe in the period of their life where they have a family, it's very active. And so let's consider some of that when we start to look at our calendar of events for the year. How do we tailor that? And then we start to look at, okay, what is our audience and where is that area that we're really generating, right? What's that catchment area for membership? How do we lean into that area? So I'm talking about our community. How do we maybe enrich that community and become identified, right, as an organization that can provide that social aspect in our communities for that type of member, right? That member in that, maybe that 35 to 54 age group. And so just keep that in mind when we start to calendar our events, when we start to even tailor some of the activities within those events. I think that's important.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to mention, we had an experience with regard to a temple that had substantial membership growth. And the strategy that they used is they simply went to blue lodges. And they just went basically every night to a different blue lodge. And they every night made a talk, gave a presentation, asked for people to come on board, and they did. And so that's one way to do it. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of fuel to get there, but that's one way of getting it done, and there are many, many others.